Bonjour. Today I will not play so many notes on the saxophone. I will talk about I will talk about, excuse me, stay concentrate. Yes, right. About this strange instruments. A few years ago, less than 2 years, I was one day in the Selmer factory because I'm used to work on the research team on the Selmer factory, and they say we have a crazy guy who tried to work on the new instruments. Maybe you could be interested because he looked for someone really enough crazy to try to play with a kind of new instrument. And for me that was interesting and logical because in the past I also work on the midisax, especially on the synthophone, with a midisax on a saxophone. Then this instrument called Karlax is a kind of midisax, but you can't breathe in. Then that's something at the beginning very strange because you don't know exactly what you could do with that. And that's the thing really interesting me to try to start to think that I could be like 150 years earlier, be a musician who discovered the saxophone, and now the question is what you could do with a new instrument. and that was really my feeling. Then on this instrument you have a first range of kind of key where you could play. You could use that like a flute or something different. For example, here I could use this button to have this sample, this one to have another sample, this one another one. And after you have here some other keys, then you could use the sensibility here of this key, and then you could use two different sounds on, or send one sound and change the sound. You could change the color, the volume, what you want. Also, the name Karlax is for two reasons. Because in you say the Stanley Kubrick movie 2001 Space Odyssey, the computer was Karl. Then the inventor think about this computer, and also here you could move that the axe. Then that's Karl axe, and that's not my invention. And then you could use this to make a lot of space things. If you play stereo, could do stereo. If you play with 4 monitors, you could use 4 monitors, or you could use that to mix different sounds. Here I have only this, and here I have this sound. Then that's this part. You have a lot of switch everywhere that you could use to send some audio or video samples or long samples. You will see more example later. And also maybe the more specific thing is in this instrument is that you could use the gesture to play. Then you don't need to push the key. Here 100 program possibilities. Then, for example, I could use one sound and after change to another one. After the question about the sounds you get is from the computer. Here, in this instrument we have no sound. This instrument is just a Wi-Fi connection with the computer you want to use, and then you could use techno or very experimental music. That's up to you. What I could tell more? We done a lot of tests on these instruments, and you could have 300 meters. A long connection with your computer when you want. I play very often in a room like that, and the computer are in with the technicians, and that's really no problem. And you could have 8 of these instruments together. You have no interference. You will try later. Then that's for the sounds things. Now I will show you something with video. Now, about what I do with that, because the question is, I'm saxophonist, composer, and what could I do with that? And that's actually a very interesting question, because in Strasbourg, where I teach, we just now start a new superior conservatory, and with associate with the School of Arts, with design, paintings, and things like that. And then we are all together teachers about music, teachers about painting, and we talk about art in general. And then I have more and more students who say, okay, we will play music, but maybe you could do some figures, video, and so on. And then now we tried and test some different way to use this kind of controllers. Then you will now listen to a very famous piece of the saxophone repertoire. I will ask my dear friend Cliff Lehman to join me. Mr. Cliff Lehman. And one student who starts to work with this new toy, Miss Laure Fischer. And Cliff will play The Garden of Love from Jacob TV. And you could have a video provided by Jacob for this piece, but recently we done that for an exam for a student, and we find that this video could be a little bit more alive. Then we use the Karlax to remix the video in real time with the Garden of Love piece with the playback and so on. Now, Garden of Love. From the audience to Karlax a little bit. Who wants to go? Please. That's not dangerous. Like that you could try as Laure to do the real-time movie. Someone? Yes, come on. Yeah. What's your name? Good. Please, go. Then, if you want to move, when you turn, okay? When you press the button, you change the chorals and things like that. When you do that, it will be up, on, okay? And you could use this one to do the loop. Let's have fun. Take two. Okay. Ready, Cliff? Ready. Go. One thing I could say that at the beginning I was afraid about which pleasure I have to play this, and I really have a lot of fun now to play that, because the gesture replaces my blowing, and that's a great fun. The second thing I will say is that this model is really for professionals with many options, and in less than 1 year, for the next Frankfurt fair, we will have a new, they will build a new model for kids and for also DJ, and many people want an instrument less expensive, because this one is 4,000 euro and the next one will be 200. That's better. And the next one will have less keys, but all gesture option will be on, and also we actually prepare with different groups of musicians and computer specialists some sets about audio setups already download. You could download that from the website. Then for audio, for music, for gesture, because the dancers love that too, and for video. Now you will see a video I've done with two computers, one for audio, one for video, and for the little movie you will see now, we do a movie with just one face, and try to control eyes and mouth. That's a resume of the movie. the software we actually use the most with this instrument is for the audio part. We use a lot of live, Ableton Live, but you could use also Max MSP, we use that too. And for the video, that's this software is called Resolume, and that's a kind of Max MSP for video. Now you will see a second video that was realized in real time with a dancer. We give to the dancer the Karlax for 10 minutes and say, try to do what you feel with this instrument, and you will see what he done with that. Now we will show you something different. Miss Laure will show you what she started to do with this instrument. She started to study that with me a few months ago, and she has done what she feels with this instrument. She will show us a few sounds. She wants the Karlax. Okay. Understand? Saxophone? Okay. A few saxophone sounds. Then that's only you could do some recordings of what you want, and after, with another switch, you restart the playback. Another sound? Another one? And? Yes, and then the filtering is done by the axe. Then the thing is interesting about this instrument also is that you need to decide what you want to do with the keys, because on a saxophone you can't decide if the C is first or second finger. Yeah, that's already done. But here the problem is on your first set you say, interesting for the saxophone, and after a second set you say, interesting for the second, and on the other end, and after a while you don't know where is who and what you have to press to get the results. Then you have to make decisions, and at the beginning that's quite difficult, but after a while they have a lot of fun. Then now we will do something we have never done before. We will improvise together. We'll see. And this is a kind of preview of work we start like 1 year before work I start on what could we do with the saxophone repertoire and this instrument. And I already in the past disturbed a few pieces of Christian Lauba because I love his music. For example, I done a tenor and playback version of the very famous Balafon. And now you will listen a piece that I call that now jungle morphing, and that's the very famous jungle that you will listen with Mr. Joonatan Rautiola on saxophone. We already done that with Joonatan during a tour we made in Japan with a lot of fun, with 2 saxophone, Karlax and so on, and we hope to do a lot of concerts in this duet. But today he will have a surprise because he will do the duet with Laure, and he don't know exactly what Laure will do. Then we'll see. Jungle with Mr. Joonatan and Laure. We are in time. Okay, now that was the end of what I previous to show you today. If you have a question, feel free. If maybe you want to try, we have 5 minutes if you want to try something, or if you have questions. The last thing I would say is the first time we started to use this instrument was in November 2010, and we started some different research group, and I think that could be very interesting if some composers could now really think about what they could do with this kind of instruments. I could remark that we have this kind of situation that, like in jungle, that's now start to be a kind of electronic chamber music, because the electronic is really listening what happens with the other instruments, and that start to give other situation also with the gesture, and then the musician is more than a musician, and that's some new questions we have to think about. Thank you very much. If you have questions, feel free. Mr. Joonatan Rautiola and Rob.